Greetings, this is Mark with Unlimited Story, a channel dedicated to writing, world building, marketing, and most importantly, getting things done. If that's interesting to you, consider subscribing or at least checking out our website, unlimited-story.com. In this video, I am going to be sitting down with Jessica Erin, who is a debut author, and she put her first book onto Kindle Vella, and it is doing great. So, let's see how that goes. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Unlimited Story. I am joined by Jessica Erin. Hello, Jessica.
Hey.
Hey there. Jessica Erin is a romance author, and she is based out of Richmond, Virginia. She's a mother, and she published her debut novel on Kindle Vella, and it is called All Is Fair in Love and University. And I have read the first two chapters right before I just put my daughter to bed, and that was pretty. It was pretty intense right out of the gate. I was not expect. So I will also tell you that is the first romance anything I have ever read in my life. So I really wasn't sure what I'd
Oh,
be getting myself into. So I guess I don't know if I want to say I would be surprised, but when you think romance, I don't think all that, right? When you watch a romance
yeah.
movie, you don't see necessarily what's in somebody's mind. Is there something you want to say about that right out of the gate?
Well, I mean, that's true. I mean, romance novels really are just about stories about people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you're in her point of view, it's in first person, so you really feel like you're there with her in her head as
Mm-hmm.
you're reading it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the point of view that I really like to write in. It's also what I like to read. And some really good feedback about it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, I definitely write in that way too, because it at least for me, it's you think that way, and it's easy to tell a story that way. So,
yeah, I agree.
right out of the gate, what got you into writing?
So I had my daughter during the pandemic. I was one of those. And I always read. I started reading a lot more. I started listening to a lot of audiobooks. And then I sort of started creating these stories in my head. These characters started talking to me. And one day I just opened up a Word document and I started writing that story. And a month later, I had written 70,000 words. And I was like, whoa, what do I
What are
do
you
with
getting
all this?
into? Yeah,
And yeah, and so I just kept going. I kept writing, and I'm still writing. So it's been going really well.
yeah. All right. And what would you say, like compared to other people, with similar stories? How would you say yours is different? What kind of stands out for you?
So I mean, mine that I just published Kindle Vella, it is a love triangle, so that's a little bit different. I feel like a lot of authors are afraid to write those, but I just went for it. I was like, this is fiction. I think that we can do this. I think it's gonna be fine. I will say that's different. As far as writing like style, people have told me that I do really well with dialogue, which is something that a lot of authors, it takes a long time for them to kind of master. I will say that.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm not really sure.
Okay. Okay. And what is your story about besides the love triangle? If you just want to give me the
Yeah,
quick elevator pitch.
yeah, absolutely. So, All is Fair in Love and University is about Cassie, who is a freshman in college. She's trying to navigate her way through that year. She makes friends, falls in love, and she gets herself involved in a love triangle with her professor and her best guy friend.
Okay.
There's a lot of twists and turns in it, and yeah.
Okay. All right. And so how are things going on Kindle Vella? So this is your debut. This is you're basically a blank slate. So if anyone's watching this and is kind of, I don't want to say nowhere, but is just getting started, what are they kind of getting into, and kind of what has been your experience in this first week?
Yeah, so I think a little bit differently. I decided to publish the entire thing all at once.
Hmm.
I think that that helped gain a lot of traction, especially at first. As far as how it's going now, I will say that I've been in the top 15 since launch, and I have had a good amount of people read through the entire thing.
Hmm.
So I think it's going well. It also was just featured now on the featured page since last night,
Which we have
and
no idea
so
how that
far,
happened. That
I
is
don't.
all we're just guessing how anyone gets up there now.
Yeah, somebody told me that the Amazon workers read the stories and pick them, like their staff picks. Although I don't know why they wouldn't say that they're staff picks if that's the case, and I can't confirm that either. So
Sounds like
we're not
everyone needs a
sure.
friend at Amazon right now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. And so it's going pretty well. And what category are you in like the top? You said top 15.
Top 15 overall. I'm not sure what I'm under as far as the romance category goes,
Hmm.
but there are good romance stories in the top favorite list,
Okay. And
of
what
course.
I've kind of been seeing already is that people who do have a big chunk out already are kind of being favored because they can also attract so many more of those votes because they can get hit up on every single episode that they write as opposed to if you only have a few then that's it. Doesn't matter how many people read it, they can only offer you as many as they read. So that's been pretty insightful. Um,
Yeah.
and so you would classify this as a huge success, I'm assuming? This is your first rollout. You're just like, hey, I'm throwing this online and doing great.
Yeah, I would definitely call it a success. I think it's as successful as it can be with the amount of readers that are on there.
Hmm.
I will say, if the amount of readers that are on Wattpad, sites like that, were on Kindle, this would be a huge financial opportunity for authors based on the numbers that I've seen so far.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm really interested to see where it goes in there. I truly hope that we can bring more readers in, or Amazon can bring more readers in. I know
Hmm.
I'm posting on Instagram constantly, trying to do everything
Yeah,
I can.
you are an Instagram
Um,
machine, might I add.
yeah, I'm I'm on Canva all day making ads, posting as much as I can. And so are so many other Kindle Vella authors that I've met and connected with.
Okay.
So we're trying.
Yep. Yep. Okay. And your future plans. Now, I already kind of know your future plans because I read your little author notes, which are in the first episode, which were very good, might I add. Very well done. But go ahead. What are your plans going forward? If you're planning on keep writing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely keep writing. I have a two and a part three already written. I'm going through the editing process for both of those right now. I think that before that, I'm actually going to go to part one and post some bonus content. I'm thinking about doing some scenes in like the hero's point of view, and that might bring readers back to reintroduce them to the fact that with part two and three. I said that was kind of a plan. So that's part two and part three in the next couple of months. Those to be on the platform.
And how much are you cranking out? Because is this kind of like your full time thing where you're trying to spend a ton of time, or what are you juggling besides your family?
Just this, and my daughter. I write when I sometimes I even write on my phone because she's almost 1.5 and she cannot handle the fact that I have a laptop on my lap. So I'll just write on my phone. I'll go back and forth between the two,
Mhm.
doing everything I can.
All right, awesome. Well, that's everything out of me. Is there anything you want to ask? Otherwise, I can close this down right now.
No, nothing I can think of. I mean, other than, how do you see going in the next like 6 months? Like, what do you think is going to happen with Bella?
Well, it's Amazon, so they'll find a way to make money somehow. And as businesses typically work, if there's a way to make money, they'll find ways. So I'm hoping. My biggest hope is that they reach out to authors authors first because they want to try to attract other authors. They want to make this successful for authors because if authors are finding it to be a good use of their time, then authors will continue to make content for it. So I'm hoping that they actually reach out to a huge amount, that we start getting like things like surveys and stuff to be like, yo, what is good and what is bad. Um, that would be really really useful for us. So I'm hoping they squash a lot of bugs. I expect them to knock out maybe some of the annoyances that we've been running into before they just kind of release it to the world. So I'm hoping that they wait at least 3 months from the initial release before going full bore on it. Uh, but maybe they'll just wait a couple weeks. But that's what I expect. Do I expect it to be good? I do. And from what I've been hearing and the calculations I've seen from authors, This microtransaction system seems to be very profitable in comparison to just normal books. So,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
kind of wild. So, all right, well, very good. Thank you very much for being on here, and we're gonna call this good. Night, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please, like or subscribe, or at least tell me you did, and maybe I can do some more stuff like this. Thanks so much. Peace.